Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're yet to subscribe, please click the subscribe button below. So today we're going to be talking about cultural shock. Yes, so I moved from Enugu to California in March of 2020, so I've been here 2 years, so I think I qualify to talk about cultural shock. Yes. So before we continue in this video, I just want to put it out there that this is not me trying to blast any city or talk good or bad of any cities. It's just me just speaking my truth on the experiences and the things that I had to, the things that threw me off balance and I had to like get used to, between the two cities I've been opportune to experience. Let's get right into the video. The first big cultural shock for me, people are when I mean carefree, I mean carefree. They do not care who is watching, they do not care what you think of them. They are going to do what they have to do and live the life they are going to live. Okay, so growing up in Enugu, people were expected to act a certain way around people, to mix in, to not look weird. But once I landed LX, I knew that, oh my god, people are themselves. Like, people are going to do what they're going to do. They're going to act a certain way. People that believe in PD are going to do their PD and stuff. So like, nobody cared that you were watching, nobody cared of your opinion. So for me, the second cultural shock was, guys, the road, because the road network was beautiful. There are lots of nice roads, lots of bridges crossing here and there. You had to, for a young person like me, I literally knew I couldn't drive on this road without like a kind of direction. It was so vast and so big. You had to know where you were going out of experience, or you had to like use an app that would tell you what turn to take. It wasn't like a one road way the way I was used to coming from Enugu. The roads were way bigger, way detailed, and crazier than back home. So the road network was definitely one of the few things I noticed right off the bat as we were going back from the airport to our house. The third thing, guys, were I'm huge on this one. There were no police on the way, guys. Like, as a Nigerian, or I don't know about the whole Africa, as someone that grew up in Enugu, it was a common thing to see on the road for there to be policemen standing right in the middle of the road. So on getting here in California, there were no policemen on the way. I was like, funny, weird. So I was like, that's nice. So truth be told, there were roads where you would ply and you would see police cars hedged on one side. You wouldn't for any reason see policemen standing in the middle of the road, going about their business like I was used to in Nigeria. The fourth one, guys, was the food. I am huge on this cultural shock because it took me by surprise, guys. Food and everything about food was a huge cultural shock for me coming from Enugu to California, because first of all, there were all these sorts of things like organic, non-organic, which was new to me, because in Nigeria, in Enugu, for sure, most of the things were organic, so there were no need to label organic and non-organic. Like, you knew that it was cultivated and all that. So it was definitely new to me. And then the processing of the food, the way things were packaged here and stored here, there were no most things are not out of season, because coming from Enugu, there are seasons for things. There are seasons when mangoes, cashews and stuff like that are in season, but here everything is almost always in season. You can always go to the store and find mangoes. You can always go to the store and find whatever you're looking for. So that was also new to me, and it was very nice. There was a very good one at that. And then the taste for most food, overall, the taste of food, yeah, it's something that hit me, for the first few months. The fifth one, diversity, guys. So how like you're from a small city like Enugu, and like everybody knows everybody. It's a small world. You literally, wherever you go, you run into someone and all that. Coming here and living here for the first few days or a few weeks, I knew for a certain that the diversity, the people, the culture, the music were really diverse. The diversity is real, guys. Like, the next person next to you might be from a different, fascinating part of the world. It wasn't really the small village, the small family unit kind of setting we had in Enugu or in my rural city where I grew up in. So it was really interesting to see that people were from all over the world, like literally all over the world, and it's actually a very beautiful thing to see. You get to meet people and different cultures, and it's very enlightening, and it's a huge thumb up. The seventh one, if I'm right. And I think to a huge extent I'm not yet over it, is the traffic and the right of way and all that. Guys, in Nigeria, in Enugu, you're going to be careful. You have to be careful when you use the road. You can't just assume that the next person is going to stop and all that and use the traffic light. No, that's not how it worked or works. Last time I checked. Yes, but here everybody knows. People really use and know and obey the traffic lights, and then the thing about the pedestrian is always right. It took me a while because I would literally be going on a walk or having to use the road, and I get to the crossing, and even though it's green and saying go, like the whole the trust issues I had from Nigerian roads, and I was like, should I cross, should I not cross? And you could see sometimes you see the drivers giving me the sign to go, come on, go, like, okay. Whew. It took me a while because in Nigeria that wasn't the case, guys. You're going to get jammed. You are going to get jammed. So like, yeah, the whole road usage, people knowing the right thing to do, how to use the road, obeying traffic lights and instructions and rules were new to me. So that was a huge one. The eighth cultural shock, guys, and I think I did a good job embarrassing myself on this one, is the difference in English usage or English spoken. You know how when you're in Nigeria, when you're wherever, maybe in Nigeria, in Enugu, wherever you are, you watch all the whole movies and you feel, I can speak English, I'm a fine girl, I can relate. I watch Disney Channel, I watch Trace TV, I watch MTV Base, It's not the same, guys. It is not the same, because I had that same feeling. I felt, okay, well, I watch American movies, I hear them speak, I can relate. I can even speak accent if I need to. I came here and it was totally different, guys. First of all, it took me a while. Like, there were days my husband would literally have to, tell me what someone was saying, or tell me this is what they said, okay, reply and all that. It was very embarrassing. It took me a while to hear them properly. It took me a while to know the difference in the British and American English thing. There was even this one incident where we were at Costco shopping, right? And I wanted to tell the person that I was looking for pants. Apparently that is what you call trouser. So I reached over to the staff and I was like, sorry, excuse me, do you guys have knicker? I don't know, for some reason I didn't even say trouser. I just went straight and said knicker, as a village girl that I am. And the lady was like, huh? I was like, yeah, do you guys have knicker? Lord. Whew, I still remember that day and I'm like, Lord, why? Why me? So thank God for my husband, because he literally came and I was like, sorry, do you guys have pants? And she was like, oh yeah, is that what? Yeah, we do. And I was like, oh my God. It was embarrassing. It was really embarrassing. I still remember that day. I'm like, oof. So yeah, I had to get used to the whole American and British English thing, because I feel like as a Nigerian, what we use more often is the British English, and that was the mentality I came here with. And I would say football, whereas they would say soccer, I would say secondary school, and they would say high school and stuff like that, So it took me a while, and I think I'm still getting used to it, but that was a cultural shock for me. The English spoken and the way it's spoken and the speed that it's spoken at is definitely different that I knew or thought. So the ninth one, guys, for me, I feel like the ninth one is people are tactful here. So as someone that grew up in a small city where everybody knows everybody, people are just mostly family or related or have met somewhere, or people are like way too familiar and way too comfortable around people, so they don't feel the need to be tactful. If they wanted to say something, I feel like it's something Africans do in general. If they wanted to say something, or if they had an opinion or a compliment, they just go out and say the way it is. I'm like, Omo, you don't fat though, what are you eating? You don't dey slim, or is everything all right? Stuff like that. People just go about their feelings or what they want to say without really caring how it makes others feel. And I had to catch myself a couple of times. My husband had to be like, babe, don't say it like that. He'd be like, don't say it like that, a couple of times, because I had that thing. I would want to just out, with it, say what I feel, how I feel. But here people are more tactful. People like, give this subtle complimentish, they don't want to build up. Someone could literally not not like your opinion or a color or a taste, and they'll be like, I mean, that's quite interesting, that's quite new, that's quite unique. But I have to be like, what's this? Waiting with this now? What kind of rubbish, So I had to get used to it. People are really tactful and sensitive here. The 10th one is credit score. Credit score. Apparently, credit score is everything. As a Nigerian, as someone that grew up in Enugu, I didn't know or hear about credit score till I got to America. Like, oh my god, credit score is everything. There are credit scores you need to be on. There are some numbers that are nice for purchases and like for your reputation at large. When you want to purchase something, whether it's a car or a house, people look up your credit score and they're like, okay, this person is credit worthy and stuff like that. I didn't know that. So that was the concept I had to get used to. Like, people would trust you literally based on a number. Oh, you're going to pay back, you're trustworthy and all. In Nigeria, it's cash and carry. It's cash and carry. No credit today, come tomorrow. It's something everybody knows, So it was a concept that I had to get used to, and I'm still getting used to. So the 11th ones, people here love their pets. When I mean love, I mean love. You see people getting animal insurance, taking their animals to the hospital, kissing their animals on the lip, and all sort of things. And people could literally have any animal as a pet. Whereas in Nigeria, we believe in pets for the most part, but like the law of people have for their animals here, you can see people leaving wills and estates to animals and stuff. It's real, guys. People do all these things. They kiss their animals and leave. They let the animals sleep in their bed and stuff like that. It is crazy out here, guys. Just know people love their pets. They do all sort of things with and for their pets, and it's crazy. The 12th one is and I'm not ready for this one yet, and I don't think I will ever be. The DIY spirit is huge, guys. People are big on DIY, and what I mean do it yourself. Guys, growing up in Nigeria, if I wanted to make my hair, I would go to a salon. If I wanted to get, fix something in my house, I'll call whoever will get it fixed. If I wanted anything, but here people literally do almost everything themselves. Like, maybe you're in your house and something falls off, they go on YouTube, read it up and get it done. People paint their houses, people do this, people do their hair. I'm like, this life is not for me. I'm like, what's a life? So I definitely haven't gotten used to this one. My husband is huge on this one for himself. He enjoys doing these handyman things around, which is good for him and all, but it's not for me. I still want that, getting things done by people. I don't think I can ever get used to DIY spirit, but who knows, maybe it catches on. The 13th one on the list is guys, this one took me by surprise. The 13th one is effective customer service, guys. Like, I had this experience where I went online and ordered something from a very popular, I think something happened and the item I ordered had broke, right? And being a Nigerian, I know how these people that render services act. When I saw it, I was like, whoa, I don't want trouble. I got out my pictures, I started snapping, making videos, evidence now, just in case they want to stress my life. And that's how I finished doing all the gra. Took pictures of the thing, did video and all, even put cloth so that they'll know that this is when I got it though. It's not like I had booked myself and everything. And I called. I was like, sorry, excuse me, I had placed an order for so, and it came broken. And me, I was now waiting. That from my experience with Nigerian vendors and how people treat their customers, for them to want to tell me rubbish, for me to give it them back. And they're like, oh my god, ma'am, I'm so sorry for the inconvenience. I was like, and I think it kind of made sense to me, because while I was in Nigeria, if I had an inconvenience, my husband would be like, babe, call the manager, talk to the manager. I'm like, whoa, this guy, calm down. When did he even leave the country? No, that's not how it works. But after staying here a few months, and my sister calls me like, hey, Wando, I bought this thing and it's not the way. I'm like, call the manager, I have to catch myself. I'm like, whoa, you just came, relax. So yeah, effective customer service was something I really had to get used to, because it wasn't something I encountered back home or back where I was coming from. You literally buy something and once you step out the store, they're like, no, we can't take it back, we can't refund you and all that. It was the direct opposite. They would apologize, they would give you back your money if need be and all that. So yeah, it was a huge one for me, guys. The 14th one is the different concept of respect. we have different concepts of respect. Because, hey, you are not crazy, you're not mad to call your parents by their name, or to call your teacher by their name, or to just, yeah, it's different. The concept of respect is different from the way I experienced it in Nigeria, in Enugu, to the way I'm experiencing it here. Here, people are just, you could just walk up to someone really old, way older than you, and just say hi. Hi, what is that? Oh Lord. So in Nigeria, you're supposed to be, oh, good morning, ma, good morning, sir, all the sasa and all the respects. Some cultures in Nigeria, they kneel down, they prostrate, which is really nice and helpful and all that. It's a culture from my part of the world. But here, if you get as much as a hi, that is good. And then the way people interact with their parents, their teachers, their lecturers, it is way different. Like, so yeah, their concept of respect with ours are just like worlds apart. So it took me a while. And the 15th one, which was a very big one for me, was their idea or their reaction to physical touch. Nigerians, I can't speak for the whole Nigeria, but I feel like something that we Nigerians and Africans have. We have this, oh, my sister, it's been long ago. You hug someone, you hug someone, you give someone high five, and all that physical touch without even asking for the person's excuse, which personally I don't think is the best, but it's something that is so normalized in my part of, where I grew up in. You just really don't need people's excuse to like, oh, be happy and hug them out of happiness. You've not seen them in a while. So I had to have a total turn around of that concept, because people here don't take it lightly with touch. A lot of people have, which is really nice, that people recognize anxiety and all. You can't just come out from nowhere and hug them and all that. So the concept of physical touch was something I had to hold back, especially being from Enugu, where people live a communal lifestyle. You literally know everybody, and you're like, oh, you're free with everybody, you hug, you greet and all that. So it was something I had to turn down, being that people here don't take it lightly. People here don't, people take offense in the slightest unnecessary touch and all that. So it was something I had to get used to. It was a big shock for me. The 16th one is, making hair is expensive here, guys. It is really expensive to make hair and nails and all that. Like, they would call money for me, and I would immediately bring out my calculator and boom, boom, boom. I'm like, whoa, this is like money to build a house in Nigeria. Yeah, my mom was like, well, you're not in Nigeria, you're here, so just pay. I'm like, it's the price to make hair and the basic things that literally cost, I don't know, very less than $10, in Nigeria they would call $250, $300, and I'm like, I will learn. Then the 17th one, guys, come as you are spirit. This is huge, because I don't know, we Nigerians, we love, it's part of us, we love dressing up, we love looking good, and yes, looking good is good business. Yes, it took me a while to get used to this, that you could literally be dressed with your Christmas clothes, with your best attire, with your designers, and for an occasion, whatever it is, whether it's a birthday or a wedding or whatever, especially if it's not like a work occasion, an office occasion, as long as it's like a casual kind of thing. People here don't feel the need to dress up, and make up and look all exquisite and extra nice as the way we used to. Back then in Nigeria, in Enugu, you're going to the mall, you're going to ShopRite, you're going to just an evening casual, whatever. You're looking good. You're looking for your best clothes. You're looking for your best, palazzo, your top. You want to look nice. But here, you dress all that, and you're in a place. You're at the same place with someone. Someone just walks in with their top and jogger or shorts, all casual. Like they just woke up and like slapped on the closest thing they have on. And I'm like, oh well. And I feel like this really worked well for me, because even while I was in Nigeria, I was like a minimalist kind of person. I wasn't all about making up. So I was like, oh, thank God, something I can, take well to. So, and I feel like it also affected me, because I felt like I went from trying, because back then in Nigeria, I was trying to look good. I felt like I went from trying to like, meh, I will just slap on whatever comes on, and nobody needs to look all that. No need to make up and look all, So that was also a very big one for me, the 18th one. And this one really got me is people hardly honk their cars, guys. People do not use their horns for the most part. And I know this is not true for all of America, but I came to California, and a very quiet part of California for the first few months, Morro Bay. So you would go for weeks. I was like, something is missing. You would drive for hours, and the only time someone would literally horn is like maybe you just to avoid accidents, guys. But from where I grew up in, people use horns to greet. Let's say you're driving and you see someone and they're not looking your way, or you didn't get their attention. They're like, sister, horns are like everywhere and used so frequently. So I had to get to the fact that it's not the same. People here don't just horn for the fun of it. They literally horn to avoid accidents, or to really alert another driver something bad or something urgent or something, emergency is about to happen. So I had to get used to that. This 19th one, guys, data does not finish. This was big. This was huge for me, because like in Nigeria, there's always like, oh, you subscribe data and you're using it 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and you're like, oh, 10% remaining, 5% remaining, your data is about to finish, your data has finished, blah blah blah. Then I moved here, and in between jet lag and trying to adapt, I would go on social media, I would go on Instagram, I would go on Facebook, and I'll spend hours and hours. And there are times I will catch myself, oh my god, my data, and I'm like, whew, oh yeah, I'm no more living that life, right? Like, data is no more, like, I don't have to subscribe and resubscribe and have it finished mid-section or mid-social media. So it took me quite a while to get used to that fact. So it was a big deal for me. Invitation is everything, guys. Invitation or booking or reservation, whatever you want to call it. This is very huge for me, because in Nigeria, you just walk in, if they're available, they will take you. Most people don't tell you to call ahead or book ahead and all that, blah blah blah. But here, it is huge. You can't just, there are places that do same-day services, but no, it's not like 99% of places would have you call, would have you, would need you to reserve. You can't just come into a place without being invited. Parties, birthday, they are huge on it. And we Nigerians, we know, you don't even need to know who is doing the birthday or the wedding, as long as it's open for the most part. You're going to eat. But here, more invitation or reservation, it's everything. You need it. So it was a big one for me. I had to get used to it. You want to do your nails, you have to call and let them know what time you're coming, and if they're okay and free, then they'll put you in and all that. And you can't just, because someone is your friend, show up for their birthdays or their weddings or whatever. You have to be invited. So that was huge. Small talks. Yes, guys, small talks is part and parcel of being a well socially adapted human here, which still takes me a while. Like, I'm not the first person to make a conversation with someone, or it's not required, because over there in Nigeria, in Enugu, in Africa, we're taught, do not talk to strangers. Do not talk to strangers. Do not open your door for strangers. Do not collect things from strangers. Just be yourself. Don't talk to people you don't know. But here, small talks is a huge part of the society. You have to like, hi, the weather is really nice. Oh yeah, it's a nice one. I'm like, oh my god, I just want to be left alone and play my music in peace. But yeah, it's really part and parcel of the culture here. People really make small talks, maybe to get you comfortable around them or to get themselves comfortable around you. But it's huge, and I'm definitely still getting used to this. I've been here for 2 years, but I've still not totally gotten used to it. Yeah, small talk is a huge part of it. And yeah, people mind their business. I don't know if you've heard this before, but I've heard it a lot of times growing up. Africans, Nigerians, we live a communal kind of lifestyle. Like, your business is the business of your clan, apparently. Yeah, so people take it upon themselves to check up on you, to mind your business for you, to just be in your life just because. Yeah, this was huge. It took me a while to understand this, to get used to this. People here live solo lifestyle, guys. Like the most they can do is their immediate family, you know, like, you know, in Nigeria and Africa as a whole, where once someone is your cousin's cousin, or your mother's brother's cousin, or your sister's brother's cousin, they are all family and they can all know your business. Even if you don't want that to be the case, they check up on you. You can literally be in your house minding your business and someone comes to your house and knocks uninvited and like, I said I've not seen you in a while though. I said let me come and know what's happening. So that's not the case here, guys. People mind their business. You have to mind your business and let them mind theirs. So yeah, people here are more open and honest and forthcoming with information. It still takes, you know, it's still like, I'm like, easy, you just met me, you know. I can't say that, but like that's what I think. I'm from Nigeria, Enugu. People are taught to talk to only God, talk to only the Holy Spirit, you know. But here people are like very forthcoming with information. They could literally, you could meet someone and 5 minutes into the conversation they're like, oh my god, yeah, the first 2 years guys have an addiction, I used to. And I'm like, people really are open and honest here. Religion, guys, religion isn't this deep here. I grew up in Enugu. It's a very small part of Enugu, and people take religion very seriously. Like it's, I mean, I feel like Nigeria as a whole, religion is very huge for us, you know, Africa as a whole. And moving here, it wasn't the same. People like are all willy-nilly, people are chill. It's not as deep as or serious. Unlike Nigeria, everybody is like, you know, yeah, I think you get the idea. Every job pays. Every job pays and every job is respected. Yeah, so this did take me, I mean, it came as a shock to me because growing up in Nigeria, there were just jobs or occupations that were respected. And if it's not medicine, nursing, engineering and all that, I mean, people just look down on you. People think, oh, you're not well to do. People think you're not making ends meet. So coming all the way from that mentality of that side of the world to here, where people respect everything, like there's this dignity in labor, you know, people don't look down on any profession. Good and fine, there's some professions that are still always going to be like the preferred choice, but every profession here is respected and every profession here pays. You know, people, you're going to make money being a janitor, you're going to make money here being a gardener, you're going to make money here being a cleaner. Literally whatever you do, nobody looks down on you. You're going to make your money, and that's the truth. So it was a shock for me. For you to make whatever money you're making here, you have to show up and work. You have to clock in and work. It's not just like, oh, maybe you have a family emergency and you like call and I'm like, yeah, please, oh, my mom, oh, I just woke up, she's not feeling fine, or my wife or my child, I have to go to the hospital. Obviously you can still do that here. You can still call in sick, you can still call off. But if you do that, you're not going to get the paycheck. It does not work that way. You work and you get money. If you don't clock in, no checks comes to the mail. I don't know if you're getting the drift. So guys, these are some of the cultural shock that I've experienced so far. If you have any experiences you'd like to share, you know, with us, please leave it below in the comment section. Let's make it interactive. I'll try my best to reply to your comments. Also, please follow me on Instagram at @the_immigrant_life. And please do not forget to subscribe, guys. Subscribe and like this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching to the end. See you in my next video. Bye.